Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. Sorry, I thought the video was lagging for a moment. It was lagging on my end. I'm returning to you for a album review. I'm sorry that I got this album review out pretty late for you guys. I'm gonna be going to bed after this review, just so you know. This is gonna be for Travis Scott's new album, Utopia, that I got a chance to check out and listen to. And I'm gonna give you my official critiques on what I thought of this album. So, I'm going to discuss what I listened to for all 19 songs for this 73.5-minute album by Travis Scott, Utopia, and let you know my thoughts on his newest fourth studio album. So let's dive into this album review now. Like I said, this is his fourth album. The last album was Astroworld that came out in 2018. I think it was August 2018. And it's been a long gap for this upcoming anticipated album of his, but honestly, I think Hyena, I believe is how you pronounce the first track, that was a pretty solid one. Like I said, I'm not condoning what he did at the Texas San Antonio concert because he got the crowd riled up and people suffocated and died at that concert. He's not going to live that down, I can tell you that. Not on my watch, honestly, because I don't like him personally. But musically, I think it speaks for itself a bit. I think this is a solid track, in my opinion. Not great, but solid. So 4.5 out of 5, thank God, is a decent one, in my opinion. Wouldn't say it's my personal favorite song, but there's some verses that sound okay, and just the way Travis Scott's singing it from time to time, it's alright. So 4 out of 5 for this one. Modern Jam is an average track in my opinion. Wouldn't say I hate it personally. Sorry, my sister's cat's in my room. He's just chilling right now, wanting to be petted. His name's Titan, of course. I think you remember who he is. That's who I'm petting right now. Basically, with what I listen to for Modern Jam, I'm just not really caring for it too much. I think it's average. There's just some production that does alright. And the execution for Travis Scott's verses just kind of get iffy. 3.5 out of 5. My Eyes is an average track too, in my opinion. Just don't really know if I'm feeling or clicking with this track, in my opinion. So 3.5 out of 5. God's Country was iffy. I mean, the verses are solid from Travis Scott, but the musically, with the mixing and all that, I'm just not really connecting with it, to be honest. So 3 out of 5. Meltdown is a decent track in my opinion. Well, I wouldn't say decent track. It's Sirens I'm trying to mention. This one is okay. My problem with Sirens is there's a techno auto-tune kind of noise, an electronic noise that goes do 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 do, kind of that shit, kind of like that, and it's fucking annoying and ear grating, and I couldn't stand that section in the track. But the rest of the song is okay, but that noise kind of bothered me. So 3 out of 5. Meltdown, I guess, has a diss song to Timothy Chalamet, because apparently there's drama going on between him and Travis Scott, and to be honest, Travis Scott's acting like a little bitch about it, because honestly, dude, you're not going to live down that murder at San Antonio, because you're the one that riled up the crowd, if I'm not mistaken, over a fucking song that got fans hyped, and they trampled on people and suffocated them and all that shit, because it's pretty fucked up what you did, because you are accountable for the lives that were lost at that concert. So technically, yes, you started that shit. So pretty much 2 out of 5 for Meltdown. I think this song was bullcrap. I just wasn't a fan of it, so 2 out of 5. Fiend is a pretty bad song. I don't like the part where he says fiend, fiend. Kind of gets annoying, in my opinion, so 2 out of 5. Del Restro Echoes is average, in my opinion. I think Beyonce's singing and some of her rapping is okay. Not great, but it works in its own way. And Hit Boy, I believe, is in the song. And he's okay in it, but not anything where I'm going to say his performance was great. So 3.5 out of 5, like I said. I know is an okay track. I'm just not really connecting with it too much, so 3 out of 5. And then comes Utopia Twins. This song is cringe. It's probably the worst song on this album, if I'm being honest. So 1.5 out of 5. Fuck this track. This track can go fuck itself and die in a hole. I wasn't a fan of it, and 21 Savage's rapping is just god awful, in my opinion, because he's the featured artist in it. And there's another artist in it that I don't really like with his verses. Travis Scott's jet ski lyric and all that. It just got annoying when he just prolonged that note he was singing. So 1.5 out of 5 for Utopia Twins. Circus Maximus is a decent song. Wouldn't say it's great. I just think it's it's in the middle with me. It's almost in the middle with me to fairly decent, so it's not the worst track from this album. It's one of the highlights. Kind of one of the highlights. But it's okay. So 4 out of 5. Parasail is disappointing. Don't really feel for this track, honestly. I'm just really disappointed with how it sounded, so 2.5 out of 5. Schizo is just a long track that was unnecessary. This track is just the epitome of hot garbage. So I think it's disappointing. There are some sections are okay, but the rest of the track fails, and it tries too hard. Like, Travis Scott is trying too hard to change the melodies and all that, and I don't like that shit. Because you gotta stick with how the song should originally sound. You don't change the tempo. Because I know some rappers like this like to change the tempo. That's fine and all, as long as it executes very well in a good way. So 2.5 out of 5. I don't like this song. Lost Forever is very bad. Don't really like it. It's not the worst track. Not like Utopia Twins. That's one of my worst songs from this album. So 2 out of 5. Love is a okay track. I think the ending to the album is decent to okay. Not anything great, but 3 out of 5 for Love. I think somewhat mixing wise it's okay, and Travis Scott singing and all that, it performs alright. 3 out of 5. K-pop is an interesting song with Bad Bunny and The Weeknd. I think it's a decent song for what it went for. I mean, Travis Scott sounded alright in it. He's trying this reggae kind of sound that he's going for with this track. Islandy kind of sound, I guess you call it. Not sure what you call it. But basically, I think it's a decent track, 4 out of 5. Telekinesis is decent. Future, I'm not a huge fan of with his rapping, but I think it's okay in this song, and so is SZA's rapping towards the end of the track is okay. It's average. I think SZA performed a little bit better with her performance, and Travis Scott was a little mediocre in this track. I mean, it was okay. So 4 out of 5. Till Further Notice is an okay track, just not really intrigued with the final track, but it's in the middle with me, so 3 out of 5. Overall, production, mixing, and execution-wise, I think Travis Scott Utopia was a god-awful album, in my honest opinion. I mean, there were some tracks I could probably come back to, like Hyena, Thank God. Mostly the 4 and 4.5 out of 5 tracks I could probably come back to and appreciate a little more as time goes on, if it grows on me. But the rest of the album is just uninteresting. For 73.5 minutes, this was hot garbage. Because I'm really just disappointed with how the final product came out. I mean, there was some melody switch ups that were interesting, but I gotta say, my biggest critique of all is just the noises, the skeets, the kind of noise, the static noise that I don't really fucking like, and just the jet ski lyric that he mentions in the Utopia Twin song that was fucking bad. So pretty much for an overall score, I'm gonna give Travis Scott Utopia a 4 out of 10. Fuck this album. It's one of the worst albums this year. Not the worst album this year, but it is a bad album. So it will be on the worst albums of 2023. You can expect it on that list. But there are some tracks that are solid and decent. The other tracks I don't really give two shits about, to be honest. Like Echoes, I'm just in the middle with. But there are some tracks that really ruin this album. So, like maybe 4, 5, 6 songs that kind of ruin the album. It depends. I think there was Meltdown, Fiend, Topia Twins, Carousel, Schizo, Lost Forever. Those were the ones that really ruined the album. So with that being said, 4 out of 10 for Travis Scott Utopia. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.